Jurgita and welcome to the land of thousand seas. I'm in Norway, that's where I live. And welcome to my channel 2.5. Today I'm starting filming my first real vlog and it's Sunday the 18th of July and I'm planning to film over the week little bits and then join into one video. I've made a plan yesterday what I'm going to do, and I have quite a lot on my hands. And now we will go to the table and I will show in my notebook what I have. Well, let's look at the plan for the following week. So first on my plan, on my list, is my daughter's sweater. It's this one. If you see, I've nearly finished it. So wait, I washed this cuff because I wanted to try a new technique, how to finish it off. It looks really nice. And as the ribbing is a bit kind of like pulling the knitting together, and this one is completely kind of flat, I wanted to wash it to see if the ribbing like flattens out a bit, so it looks straight. So what I have to do is to wait for my daughter who is visiting her grandparents in Lithuania. So it's done. I just have to put it on to see if everything is okay and then do this final bit in stockinette. So for this I was using two different yarns. Tin Merino Ull fra Sanna's garn, it's a super wash. That was the gray yarn. I had only two balls, and I also used alpaca wool fra Du Store Alpaca. That's also a Norwegian company, and it has 60% of alpaca and 40% wool. The length is approximately the same. This one is 166, 175, so 10 meters more in this ball. And I didn't take the pattern from anywhere. I just used the traditional round yoke increases, adding 32 stitches every 8 rounds on the 9th. And as it was for my daughter who is still smaller than I, so at some point I started like, instead of knitting 8 rounds and increasing on the 9th, I knitted 10 and increased on the 11th, so that the number of stitches doesn't grow so quickly. I used a couple of techniques here. For example, I used the double neckline folded one, and then I knitted the mock hem, and then I used like seamless, so that will disappear. I just attached the gray yarn, like seamless transition from the body to the sleeve, where I added the stitches for the armpit. So I think it looks quite okay and very nice. I have to finish it, but this week I will not touch it. The second on my list is Zlata top, and it's in this beautiful project bag that I made myself, and I will talk about it in a couple of minutes. So not much left on this top as well. I can't take my eyes from it. It's so beautiful. The wool is fra Viking Garn. That's a Norwegian company. I'm not really fond of their garns, garn, no, that's a Norwegian word for yarn, of their yarns, because I've tried two different kinds and they both disappointed me a lot. However, this is the third and I liked the nice kind of shine it has, and it's 50% bamboo and 50 cotton. The pattern, it's called Zlata because I'm using the name of the original one. There's a Russian lady who lives in Spain and she has her own YouTube channel and she speaks Russian, and she gave all the details for this top. However, she was using thicker yarn, so her pattern goes right where you have to separate for the sleeve. I didn't want it to be like this, so I made it a bit shorter, and then I divided for the arms and the body and knitted a bit of raglan. And now I'm like 25 centimeters. I'll knit a bit and put it on to see. Here I used 1-to-1 ribbing. I also made this mock hem. It's false hem. I just knitted a hollow tube here, and then I use the Asian lifting of the back. So it means after knitting everything, I just knit the back part like a couple of centimeters and then join everything together. She created kind of a document where all the increases are shown and the pattern, and she knits together, so I will include the link to her video. It sits nicely, if you can see. It has very nice shape. So I have to knit, and it would be nice if I could finish at least the body. Then, so this is nearly done. This is 20 minutes from Fame. So, and my third big project is Shine Like a Star top. I bought these palettes on AliExpress. I bought 3 different kinds. One like this, one gray, and one mint green. And I have this yarn, and I think they go together. They look nearly identical in color. So this is Dala Garn, another Norwegian company, and this is 53 merino, 45 cotton. It's called Lilla Larka. It's thinner yarn, and they have Larka that's a bit thicker. So it has 142 grams. And if you are interested in the color, it's 8152. It says Utgot. It means they are getting rid of this color and they will introduce some new colors. So I bought them 50% off. And I've made a chart. So I will knit a top like this. And those stripes that you see here, they will be made in palette yarn, and it will have a dropping shoulder, and there will be no ribbing, just garter stitch here, here, and on the sleeves. I will also include a video of the Russian girl who is knitting that top and explaining how to do it. It looks really nice. She knitted on needles number 4, but for me it says number 3 because her yarn was 120 and I have 142. Mine is thinner, so I will have to cast on more stitches on for the body. So this is project number 3. I haven't started it yet. Then project bag. I see that all the knitters are very fond of sewn project bags, but I thought if you are a knitter, do you really need to have a sewn bag? You can knit a project bag. So I've tried this one first. The lining is from my bed sheets. I had to make one big for my blanket out of 2 smaller ones. So I had a stripe cut off and I used it. By the way, this is Viking garn. Let me open it. Bambino. So that's how it's called. And the color is 418. A really nice ash rose. All the colors I call ash rose. I don't know. I love it. It's so nice to touch. It holds the shape if you need, and if you needed to hold the shape, and if you knit on the beach, so the ball stays there. I started knitting another one. You can use any scrap wool you have, something left from your projects. You can mix the colors, whatever. So here I added one strand of mohair. Here I didn't have much mohair. I wanted it to be like longer, for example, to have 2 balls for the sock yarn and 2 socks if you need 2 at a time, so I haven't finished it yet. Then I've made from baby llama that is completely awful wool for me because I feel like I'm being beaten with nettles when I wear it. I had a sweater and I couldn't wear it. Then I knitted many socks and mittens and still have some left. I also bought it on discount because Garn stopped producing this yarn and all the colors were on sale. So I bought 2. This one, ash rose, and light, like light dusty blue. Okay, so I made a huge project bag, so it can hold a huge men's size sweater, and I'm still using this lining. It's really, really beautiful. So that's where I keep my daughters. So see, look, I put it in there and it still has space. That's my giant project bag. Okay, so I decided, why not show you how to make one? And I wanted to improve it as well, because first I just cast it on and knitted just back and forth, and then folded and sewed the seams. However, with this pattern, with these bubbles, it's a bit different, the way you cast on and bind off, and you have to kind of make many manipulations to make those 2 sides look together. I don't remember how to unravel, so I decided that I have to think of something simpler and easier for myself. By the way, it was my daughter's sweater. I unraveled it. It's cotton merino by Kata, and this is a very good yarn. She and I had the same sweaters, and we've been wearing those nearly every day for 2 years and nothing happened. The only thing that happened, I guess, they shrank a bit in size. Okay, so now I'm going to use this and some mohair, and I will show you the pattern and how to knit, and later how to sew in the lining. That's my 4th project. And baby socks. Yeah, remember I mentioned in previous videos that I made those tiny cute socks for my new nephew. They're so much fun to knit. I love their shape. It's just the baby foot shape. So I decided that I will make one more pair for Christmas, and I have to do it this week because my parents should be coming to visit us, because Norway now allowed parents to come for a visit and open the borders. So I want to give this for wearing, and I found for my scrap yarn a tiny bit thicker than this one yarn, so I'm going to use the same amount of stitches and knit a pair, so it will be a bit bigger. The problem was that the lady who was knitting and showing on the screen didn't have any chart, so I listened and took notes, and now, where is that? See, baby sock. So now I'm writing each row. By the way, it's knitted back and forth and then sewn here. So it's sewn there, but there's nothing bulky inside, you know, than 2 edges close together. That's a different sewing. so you feel nothing, and it's very elastic and stretchy. I took notes in 3 languages: in my language, Lithuanian, then in Russian, because the lady explained in Russian, and if the word was shorter, so I put it down in English. So now I have to translate into 1 language, and that's what I'm doing, and then we can knit together. I think I will go and finish writing the sock pattern, and maybe today I will start knitting and I will record it, but I will show you bits during the day what I do. Well, news from the forest. Evening 2. The food is still there in these 2 circles. So see, I'm at the same place. Good morning. This is day 2. This is our rotten tree. And look at this. No circles, no food, nothing. Someone came and found. Good morning. This is morning 3. And I could see from far away that all my circles are destroyed. And the mess left. That's a very good sign. Now the only thing is how to make them come in the evening before I come. Okay, I'll keep doing like this for 5 more days, and hopefully they will come when I want them to come. This is evening 4, and I have made the circles again, and I will leave. Tomorrow I'll come not at around 8 but around 9:30, and hopefully they will be here somewhere waiting for me. Good morning. These are my half ruined circles with no food, of course. Good morning. Today is Monday, and I want to show you what I did yesterday. As I said, I was going to write a pattern, so I did that. Let me turn the camera. I was there, so I finished writing the pattern, and I knitted a pair of socks, and I was filming at the same time, so there will be a tutorial. So what I have to do on the camera is the bind off and the sewing. I also changed the sewing from what I saw in the original video. So there is, if you can see the difference. So in the original video, the seam looks like that. And I played a bit with it and made this one. I think it looks much nicer. They are a bit bigger. I haven't washed them yet. So I added gray because I didn't have enough white to finish, and I was knitting 30 rows here. My plan for today is to start knitting and filming the project bag, because I'm planning to take it to the forest in the evening, so I need like something very, very easy and simple. And I want to try casting on my Shine Like a Star top. I haven't touched this. I put it there so I could knit a couple of rounds. The reason why I knitted so little yesterday was because we went fishing with my son. We went salmon fishing. We spent like 2 hours catching and no results. But today we are going as well in the evening. So hopefully I will include some footage to see the nice river. found to buy a holder for the towels because I have some soft Donegal tweed and I want to unwind it so it doesn't twist. So I need a cone winder, and I don't want to buy it because I don't have that much yarn on cones. So I decided how to make it myself using very cheap and very things you can find in every house. So I don't have a towel holder, so I will go to thrift store to look for one. And if I find, I will show you how to make a cone winder instead of buying an expensive one. Well, I'm back, made myself a cup of coffee, and my trip to thrift store was successful, though the first one I was planning to go was closed, but the second one, the smaller one, was open and I could find what I needed, and I also bought some other stuff. Would you like to see? Okay, I'm turning the camera. So first I bought this for my cone spinner. So I bought the base. I bought a fidget spinner. This costs 15 kroners and this cost 5 kroner. So it's 20 kroner. So it's 2 euros. And I bought this, I would say, ancient candle stove. So I will remove those. I will take them out from here, and then I put the yarn here and look and attach it. This will be spinning this smooth and nice. Yeah. Okay. So 2 euros and 2 euros. 4 euros for the best cone spinner. And I also bought that. I bought a tiny plate for my daughter. She has made many tiny 3D origami stars, but she has nowhere to keep them. So I thought that's a pretty source for her origami stars. I've also bought these 2 flower pots. This is Copenhagen Danish brand, Brøste Copenhagen. So, and for this I paid 2 euros. For this I paid 3 euros each. I bought 2 and I have 1 with the white, so they will match very nicely. I also bought a bowl, and this was quite expensive. It was 6 euros. It looks really nice. Then I bought a cushion cover. I was looking for similar ones to keep my cushions outside when it's so sunny, and if you forget to take them in and it starts raining, or when the sun falls on them all the time, the colors fade. So I didn't want anything expensive, but I still wanted something stylish, so I paid 4 euros for that. I bought an extra candle, a new one. I paid 4 euros. I don't know how much they cost in IKEA, but it's for the outside. And I also bought this gorgeous spoon, and I paid €1.50 for that. We are going to redecorate the kitchen, and it will be like gray with a black countertop, and I want to have some teal accents. So maybe I'll buy a teal can, and put some utensils there. So we will see how it goes. I'm more than happy with my stylish purchases. Yeah, now I'm drinking my coffee and I will start filming this bind off and sewing, and we'll start working on my project bag. Hello, it's Friday afternoon and I think it's time to finish my vlog. I'm wearing the linen polo top that I showed you in my previous video. I needed to sew in the buttons. I used line and thin line held double. Yes, the pink. It's not the pink, it's like light dusty pink. Very nice. I just feel that the neckline is a bit like rolling up. Maybe I will have to bind off a bit more loosely. Maybe it's a bit too tight and like doesn't have enough fabric to lay flat. Okay, and now let's go to my plan. I had 5 things to finish. So first was my daughter's sweater. I had to do 4 rounds for the bottom binding, but she hasn't come home yet, so I can't try put it on her and see if everything is okay, the length is okay. So that one doesn't count. The next one was Zlata top. Remember, I was knitting from cotton bamboo blend. So it's done, but it still has some yarn hanging. I just have to weave in the ends and wash it. So I made the same mog hem for the bottom and for the sleeves to give this machine knitted look, and I think it looks much more nicer when with this transition from rubbing to the main fabric. I used needles 2.5 and I started with casting on 140 stitches. I give you a link to the lady who has her own channel and she designed it herself, and you can, it's for free. She has made 3 parts of this top, how to knit it, and in the second and third parts you can see the chart. She's showing which round she's knitting and knitting it together with you. I will give you the link to the second video and you can take a screenshot, make a screenshot yourselves. I think that would be more fair, and you can leave some comments or leave a like there. I just have to put it on to see if my binding is not too tight. I haven't tried it yet. I've just finished. So now I'll put it on, weave in the ends and go and wash it. So this is done. I've also wanted to knit a little project bag. I've done it, made a little video how to cast on and knit and how to do a bit of sewing, binding off, sewing, binding off with no extra yarn. So, and I've made this bottom, it's a bit wider, and I've also found, where was that? Oh, here. I also found some fabric, so it's a bit bigger because you will need some extra fabric for sewing for the seams, and it still has to be a bit bigger because it's stretchy and you need space. It has to be spacious, right? And I found a zipper, so I'll wash it, let it dry, and then show you how to sew in the lining. So knitting part is done. The socks are done. They are washed and blocked, knitted them on the camera, so I will join all the tiny bits together so you can also knit if you want. I guess this size is for babies about 6 months old. I guess so. I don't remember now how tiny those babies are. Okay, so, and I also include this pair. It's for the autumn. It's from 3 to 6 months, and that's warmer, thicker, so it will be for the winter. Just have to pack nicely. So it's done as well, and the only thing I haven't started is that Shine Like a Star top. While I was knitting project bags and socks, I watched the video I've told you about, so that a girl is knitting and showing how to make this top. There are two things I'm not sure of. So she was knitting bottom up, and I usually knit top down. So I don't know what to do, maybe to start knitting it top down. The second thing is she knitted the back part and the front part here together every round. She knitted 2 stitches together, and the seam she got, it doesn't look very clean. It doesn't have that clean line, you know, like it's done. So I don't want to do that. Of course, I can just simply bind off, do short rows for the dropped shoulder line, and then bind off, or just use 3 needle method and knit these 2 parts together. I'm still thinking and don't know what to do, so I haven't started it yet. So this top will go to my new vlog, and I also want to knit another top. Maybe it's not top, it's sweater. If I have enough yarn for long sleeves, I will make it with long sleeves. And I want to knit 3 pairs of socks. I want to try out a different heel pattern. Why I'm telling this, it has to go to the new vlog. Okay, so one has to be with like all patterny, not stockinette, but with a very nice pattern. One has to be with a new heel I want to learn, and one has what? Oh, and one is like, it's like a brain cracker. It's all knitted in short rows, and the fabric you get is like goes diagonally, looks very strangely nice, but even when I watched how to do it, sometimes I just couldn't get it. I'm sure it's not that difficult when you start knitting, but so I want to try this out. And that's it. I'm very happy with this week's progress that I've made. I finished 1 top, socks, nearly finished project bag. I'm really happy. So much for this vlog. I want to thank you for being with me and watching my videos. If you leave some comments or click on the like button, I would be more than happy. Wish you a very nice weekend. Enjoy the summer. See you soon. Bye.